Hello friends, and welcome back once again to the series of online lectures over design of root truss with welded connection. So friends, in the last class uh, we have started with the discussion over the design of root truss with welded connection. Okay, so before that, as I told you, we have solved two problems over the design of root truss specifically for bolted connection. So after that, in the last session we have started with the same problem but with welded connection. Okay, so we have finished with the design of principal rafter. Okay, and we have after selecting the area, we have completed the connection design also. So उसमें हमको we got the length of weld LW1 and LW2, okay, with respect to the connection configuration, correct. So the force applied over the member is 472.2 kilonewton, that is a tensile force. Okay, we have got the force in the member, compression as well as tension, and the tension force is maximum here. So we have to design the member as a tension member. Later same member we have to check for compression. Okay, as I told you that. And so the force acting over the member, it has to transfer to the gusset plate. What you can see here, this is the gusset plate, the member is connected to the gusset plate. So the force has to transfer here, through the edges of the member, So the edges should be connected by the welding, because we are designing as a welded connection. So for that, the force offered by the one edge P1 and the another edge P2, that we have to find out first. So we have calculated the value of P1 and P2. Okay, then with respect to that, by equating the design strength of weld, we have calculated the length of weld LW1 and LW2. Okay, so the one thing what you can observe here, so the length of weld LW1 is more than LW2. What is the reason behind that? Okay, तो यहाँ पे आप देखोगे द लेंथ ऑफ वेल्ड L1 more than length of weld L2. Okay, so the reason is here, the CG is concentrated towards this edge. So the distance what you can see here, this is the distance is 22.7 and this distance is 57.3, correct. तो क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे, हमारा CG जो है, the CG of the section is concentrated near this edge. So automatically what will happen, whenever the force will transfer, so it will travel like this, it will travel here and it will travel here, because we are resisting that force by providing the connection. Okay, so the force has to travel here and here. So here we will get maximum force because the CG is concentrated towards this edge. So that's why we have got L1 is equal to 512 and L2 is equal to 204 mm. Okay, so this is the reason why we get LW1 more than LW2. Okay, now after this, after the provision of connection, we have to go for the member. We have to check the member to carry the compression force, whatever the member is provided, whether it is safe to carry the compressive force. Okay, so we'll begin with the design of the design strength as a tension member. Okay, so here, so now design strength as tension member. First of all, you have to check for the design strength of the tension member, and the same you have to check for compression. Okay, so in that, the first is strain due to yielding. Okay, the first is strain due to yielding. The first is here. Strength due to yielding of gross section. Strain due to yielding of gross section. Okay, which is given by TDG is equal to AG into Fy upon gamma m naught. TDG is equal to AG into Fy upon gamma m naught. Okay. So here the AG is given. Okay, the member what you have selected, so that is 2442 into Fy is 250 upon gamma m naught is 1.1. Okay, so we get here it is 555 kilonewton, which is more than 472.2 kilonewton. Okay, so the force, the resistance is 555. The section can carry a force of 555. The force applied over the section is 472. So here it is, we can write safe. Therefore it is safe. Therefore safe. Though in the first criteria our section is safe. Now so the second one is strain due to rupture or fracture. The strain due to rupture. Strain due to rupture. Okay. Then you have to note it down the formula here. So that is nothing but TDN is equal to okay. So here again, as per the IS 800, we have this equation for the calculation of strain due to rupture, and from that we have to find out beta. Okay. So the beta is given, the equation for beta. So for that, the one thing is W. So W is nothing but the width of outstanding leg, so 80. So if you have, the angle will be like this. This is again as per IS code, and it will be connected to the gusset plate here. So this will be the gusset plate, correct. So the W will be the width of outstanding leg. So because this will be connected and this will be outstanding, so here it will be W. So it is 80 because the angle is 80 by 80. Okay, so W is equal to 80. Then we have the thickness is 8 mm. So here 1 by 1 W by T into Fy is 250, Fu is 410, Bs by Lc. So Bs is here now. Bs is nothing but W. Bs is equal to W. So that is again 80 mm. As per code here, Bs is equal to W. So this will be nothing but 80 mm. Okay, and the length of connection you have to take the average of both, that is 512 plus 204 divided by 2. Okay, so this will be 358 mm. This will be 358 mm, average of both of length. So the length of connection is average of 2. So we will get 358. Then you have to come back and substitute here. So for that, after substitution, we get beta is equal to 1.29. Okay, beta is equal to 1.29. Okay, then we will come back and substitute here. So one more thing, here we have to find out what is ANC and AGO. So in case of welded connection, this is very important. In case of welded connection, ANC it will be equal to AGO. ANC will be AGO for equal angle. This is for what? For equal angle. For equal angle, because both the legs are same here. So the ANC is what? The area of connected leg, and AGO is area of outstanding leg. So generally in case of bolted connection, we have to deduct the bolt hole from ANC. When you get ANC, when you calculate ANC, because it is connected leg, area of connected leg. Okay, so from that we need to deduct the bolt hole, correct. If it is a bolted connection, if it is a bolted connection, we need to deduct the bolt hole diameter, correct. But here there is no bolt hole because both the legs are solid only. So that time, if the two legs are equal, means if you get equal angle 80 by 80 here like this, if you get equal angle, ANC will become equal to AGO. So that will be, so here 80 minus 8 by 2 into 8. 80 minus 8 by 2 into 8. So we get this as 608 mm square. this will get it as 608 mm square, correct. So here the TDN will be, so after getting this you have to come back and substitute here. So we get the TDN will be, and you have to multiply into 2 because we are using two angles back to back, we need to multiply into 2. Okay, so here we get it here 715.47 kilonewton, which is again more than 472.2 kilonewton. So therefore okay. So again it is safe in the second criteria, that is strain due to rupture. It is safe again in second criteria, that is strain due to rupture. Now we have to go for next criteria, that is strain due to block shear. Okay. So next is the third criteria is strain due to block shear. Okay, so you have to note down the formula here again. So that is for TDB1 and TDB2. TDB1 and TDB2. Okay. So for that we have to find out the required this thing, the required calculation. So that is, first of all, what is the value of AVG and AVN? AVG, AVN. Next ATG and ATN. For the formula we should have, we have to calculate the values for AVG, that is gross, AVN net, ATG again gross, and ATN again net. Okay, so this is again very important here for the calculation. So here for the calculation again we have to refer the sketch. Okay, so here if the member fails, okay, the failure will be takes place, the fracture has to takes place like this. So I'll show it here once again. Suppose if it is in the block shear failure, so we have the member like this, the member is like this. Okay, and we are providing the welding here, we are providing welding like this. Like this. Okay, so the failure takes place when the force travel, it has to transfer here first. So if fractures takes place, it will takes place like this, the fracture will takes place like this. Okay, so that time what will happen here, so that time the member it will get separated here like this. So it will be like this, and it will be like this. Okay, so the separation will takes place from here because the length of weld is provided here. So this is what you can say before failure, and this is after failure. Okay, so this part will fail as a block or a segment. The total part will come out because of the force. Okay, so the length of weld, when you what you consider for the calculation of AVG and AVN or ATG, ATN. So AVG, AVN, we have to consider the length of weld, that is this length, because the for the maximum length of weld. Okay, when you calculate AVG and AVN, because AVG and AVN is along the direction of force, and ATG and it is vertical or the perpendicular to the direction of force. Okay, so along the direction of force means AVG and AVN. So that time what you have to do, you have to consider the maximum length of weld. So here it is 512. So when you calculate AVG and AVN, so here it will be 512 into thickness 8, because the thickness of angle here, what you can see, the thickness of angle is 8 mm. The thickness of angle is 8 mm. So that time you have to consider this is 512 into 8. So this will remain same, because again here we don't have the bolt hole to deduct from the gross area. Okay, so this will remain same. So we get here it is 4096, okay, mm square, 4096 mm square. And same way for ATG, ATN, it will be 80 into 8. So for both we get same. So this will be 160 mm square. So here it is 80. So when you consider this, So this is for, when you consider, this will be AVG and AVN, for consideration of AVG and AVN. So when you consider ATG, ATN, okay, so for this, when you consider ATG and ATN, so this will be ATG and ATN. For the consideration of ATG and ATN, we can consider this, okay. So that's why the length of the width of the angle is 80 mm. The width of the angle is 80. So this height is 80. So that's why you have to consider 80 into the thickness of leg. So thickness of leg is 8. Okay, 80 into 8. So this way we have to consider for the calculation of AVG, AVN and ATG, ATN. Okay. So here we get the value of TDB1 as 1169.38 kilonewton, and the value of TDB2 we get it here as 734.46 kilonewton. 46, sorry, into 2 we have to multiply here. Here it is already multiplied, so I will write final answer only. So the final answer is 1468.92 kilonewton. Okay, this is for TDB1 and TDB2. So what is the final answer? So TDB will be, TDB is equal to least of these two. So it is 1169.38 kilonewton. The strength of angle due to block shear, it is 1169.38 kilonewton, which is more than again 472.2 kilonewton. So again, therefore safe. So the whatever the member we have selected, okay, it is safe to carry the design tensile force. Safe to carry the design tensile force. Now we have to check for whether the same member, whether it is safe to carry the compressive force. Okay, safe to carry the compressive force. Okay, so here for that, what you can do, check for compression member. Check for compression member. So this thing I have discussed already in the problem number 1. Okay, we have already discussed in the problem number 1. Okay, so I'll just repeat these steps, okay, for the reference of design of compression member. Okay, so what you have to do here again, now we need to check if these two ISA 80 by 80 by 8 can carry compressive force of 261 kilonewton. So how you get that? So PD is equal to again AE into FCD. This is the procedure will remain same. So for that we have to find out lambda. Lambda is KL bar minimum. So 0.85 into 1790 divided by R minimum. We will get it from steel table. So that is 24.4. So lambda. This things already I have covered in the problem number 1. So if you want the detailed explanation, you can go back and you can check in the design of welded rope truss problem number 1. Okay. So we get here the lambda is 62.35 kilonewton. Lambda is 62.35 kilonewton. Okay. So from that again you have to go back to table number 9C and you have to find out the value of FCD. So from that we will get the value of FCD as 164.24 Newton per mm square. The value of FCD with respect to the lambda, sorry, this is not in kilonewton. So lambda we get 62.35 and with respect to this we get the value of FCD from table number 9C, that is 164.24 Newton per mm square. Okay, so therefore we can find out again PD is equal to AE into FCD. So AE is already we have got 2442 into FCD as 164.24. So we get the force as 401.07 kilonewton. Okay, the force or the load carrying capacity of the section is here. By multiplying area into FCD we get here 401.07 kilonewton, which is more than 261 kilonewton, So hence safe. hence it is safe. Okay, so what does it means? So the section what you have selected, okay, what you have selected, it is safe to carry the design tensile force as well as the design compressive force. See, the students, the steps are same and the procedure also same here. So what we have discussed in the problem number 1, the changes is here only the connection design, and because of the connection design there is a change in the calculation of that is check as strength of tension member. Okay, only that change you have to make, then other steps are, all steps are same. Okay, so and again regarding this, if you get any queries, you can write it over comment box or you can contact me. Okay, thank you very much.